Hey guys, Papa Rome's here. On this episode, we're out in a blizzard.
50 mile an hour, baby. Woo! It's gonna get gnarly. Oh, jeez.
And we're building an emergency survival shelter to get you out of the elements, keep you warm, keep you dry, and keep you alive without a fire. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned. Whew. We are officially in a blizzard. We're gonna get over 2 feet of snow. This video is gonna be a straight up survival video. We're gonna do it real fast before dark. 1 hour left. If you're caught in a bad storm like this, how to get out of the elements and how to survive the night. Stay tuned.
So, we are running, and what we're doing is we're caught on a blizzard at the top of a mountain here. And the first thing you wanna do is get off the mountain. Get down into the river bottoms, get down into the swamps, but keep in mind that there's gonna be some rising waters possibly, so that may or may not be a good option for you. When I was up at the top of these mountains, I knew that the bottoms are thicker and the high winds are usually up higher, more game, and you wanna get down there. Keep in mind, these dead trees could build a quick shelter if you have enough around you. But as you can tell, I don't have enough around me. Meaning pine branches, whatever kind of structure you could get. And this could be already a makeshift shelter. You just keep filling it in, but it's not good for that. What it is good for, fire. That is all bone dry, ready to go. That is a perfect fire making material. So this video might be a little blurry because we got water hitting, but I don't care. I want to get out and I want to hurry up, because in a survival situation, energy is everything. Winds are about to hit 50 mile an hour tonight, so we want to make sure we have a good shelter. Now, I do have work in the morning, so I got to get my butt out of here. I will not be sleeping back here, but just want to show what you could do. Here's where winds started hitting blowdowns. This might be a good spot here. This could be a really good shelter here as well. Keep in mind, you're gonna be always constantly be looking for deadfalls. This tree scares me, this tree scares me, but you do have an opening right there because this tree already came down. So again, you could tuck yourself right into there and start breaking branches. We're looking for something that's even faster. We're looking for something that you could get in and get out and hurry up. Here, I got some little birds lifting up. In a survival situation, you want to look for food. Birds are food. If you know how to trap them, if you know how to kill them, if you can get them, that's food. So that's something you want to keep an eye out for. In front of me, if you had a blowgun, a pellet gun, any gun, trapping, these are all here. You got to utilize everything around you, and you got to make sure you know what you're doing or you'll expire. Now, this tree right here is, anybody know? Take a guess. That is a cedar. Important part about the cedar, see how it's red cedar? Perfect fire making material right there. Not only will it ignite, but you could do a bow drill, hand drill, fire board, everything right there to make fire, and plenty of it. So I'm gonna get down into the deeper bottoms, find the pines. This here is a perfect situation because you have a pine tree. The snow is coming this way, so it's blocking. That's why there's less snow here than out here. But you have a firewall right there, or a wind barrier if the wind changes. But because it's still open, and anything you touch is gonna come down on you. I don't want that. So we're gonna keep looking for more. This is a good location to find what you're looking for many reasons. Blowdown heaven is right here. So not only will you be able to find a lot of things, but you have less trees that are going to come down on your head, and that's going to be a good thing. You do not want to be in a situation where the trees will come down and land on you. The widowmakers, that is a real issue, and when they come down, it is a violent threat. So that's something you want to avoid at all costs. This is what I'm talking about. See how we're starting to get down into the thick pines? This is what you want. You want thick pines. These are going to block a lot of things. Not only snow, but they're going to block the wind. They're going to block elements that will kill you. So the thing is, these are a young growth. And when you have a young growth like this, they're hard to find what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a larger tree. Just blow down heaven or hell. And it appears that we jumped up a deer out of here, I would imagine. Let's see here. I see tracks. Oh yeah. Looks like we jumped a whole herd of deer out of here. You're in the middle of a blizzard. Where are the deer? In the safest spot. The wind is coming this direction. You want to be on the other side, and this is where they are. They're right in here. I literally must have just kicked them out of here. You got to think like an animal if you want to survive. Now, a lot of people will be nervous because these woods are real dark like this, but that's what's gonna make you live. So you're gonna want to check all these little spots out here, what it has to offer. Like this back here looks good. Back in here, that's actually probably a den. I like the way this is starting to look back in here. It's a nice little hole. And there's absolutely nothing above me that's going to cause an issue or a threat. I have a lot of pine all around me right here. This is a safe spot, guys. This is what we're looking for. And the reason why is the wind is coming from that direction. So it's being blocked by this whole lip here. And we can make a nice fire. We can do whatever we have to do. This is all grape. So we're gonna check it out. It's cold. So this is to mimic in case you caught a beaver. Okay, this is semi-tanned. It's still hard. It has to be broken in, but it is tanned and cured. And that is beaver fur. 1 axe, 1 bottle of water, 1 bushcraft knife, and my cold steel shovel. Pretty much a great survival spot, and I'll show you why. You can wedge yourself right down on that bare ground. It's take all these out, and you're going to want to get in there. We're going to get right up underneath that, and this will keep our heat in, and it'll keep us all dry. So what you want to do is just get in here, get that snow out of there so you can get in and out and see what's going on. What I'm doing is I'm folding these over so as the snow falls, it starts to build up and block here. We're going to build a tiny low space heat area. Now you're getting snow in there, but that's because I put that snow there. We're going to get that all out. Keep piling it up. We'll just keep piling it up back here. Now that is the dry spot. That's where your head is going to go. Yep, there we go. All right, let's keep piling them up right on the back side. Easy way to do this, get your feet right in here. Okay. And what you're trying to do is just make a little more room in here for you to be comfortable. The pine boughs are all going to be under there, and we're going to layer up both sides so we utilize the full pine tree. So I've been moving pretty quick here. Literally, I'd say I gathered enough for bedding in about 5 minutes of moving my butt. Now keep in mind, this is not allowed on state or federal property. This is private property. So make sure if you do this, you know the laws. Enough bedding here now to show what I wanted to show. In this situation, you want to keep as least amount of space as possible. This is if you have no fire. You could put a fire out here by all means, but your heat will be retained inside here. Just like that. Now my body's out of the snow except my face, and we're going to take care of that right now. Because of what you're doing here and how you're setting this up, and you have pine branches, you don't have to be like real tight. You could come further apart with these and they'll help hold it up. Obviously, as you go, you can get more bedding, but this is just to show, hey, get me out of here right now kind of situation. You put a big one in the middle. Okay, just like that. Get this weaved in here as well. And now start taking your branches here and just pile them on. If you're going to stay longer, there's a technique to this. You actually weave them and you get the water to feed off as well. But what I would do is after you're done with the pine, you put bark, which we're probably not going to do tonight. It's going to be dark real soon. What I want you to keep in mind is it's cold and it's going to snow heavy. So this is going to build a layer over you and keep all that snow right out. So these ones are closer. I'm actually just back cutting them and I'm leaning them right in. And they're gonna fall, and I'm wedging in all the shrubs here. Like a downed tree. Back here was I took that bark from over there and it's all layered back here with pines under it. That snow is going to fill in this gap here too. There's a second tree under this, which is why I picked it, because it's not going to fall on me, but it's also going to make a perfect shelter. So a lot of you may not know this, but snow is actually an insulator. As cold as it is, it insulates and it keeps your heat in. So if you have real deep snow, You could dig down and just build a room, put a door on it with a vent hole that you could breathe. And it's actually going to keep your body heat in, which is why Eskimos pick igloos in the Arctic. The coldest temperatures on Earth, they survive. Why? Because they have snow to keep them insulated, and one candle is all it really takes. Doesn't take much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up here, and I'll show you guys what it looks like on the inside. All right, so the shelter's done. Like I said, this is a real quick shelter to get you out of the elements if you're backpacking, hiking. I got beaver fur. Now, this was beaver that I trapped. I have a lot of trapping videos if you want to check it out. 2 seasons ago, I did a test run with that orange tanning solution to see how it handles the elements. I took these furs, I never worked them in, which I can re-soften it and do. I left them out in the elements and they've not rotted, no insects got to them, and they're actually really in good shape. So if you end up getting an animal, you flesh them out, dry it over the fire, and you could use the fur to lay on, and that's what we're going to replicate with this fur here. Just get this right on the floor, fur side up, and that's going to help you out. Backpack's going to also be a doorway. Now, you can either do this 2 ways. I'm wider shouldered, but for more narrow people, can go head first all the way in, where the elements will be the least coming down on you. Or you could put your head down here and be more comfortable with your shoulders, but you're gonna have a little more wind down here. So I'm gonna try both ways and see which way I like better. But basically, this would be it. So obviously half my body sticks out, but what it does do, it blocks a lot of the elements. I don't have any elements up there hidden me. This could also be a front shelter. I think I personally, because of the way my body is, I would keep building this out. Like I said, this took 10-15 minutes max to build. I would just keep going out here. Once it snows all night, heat is going to stay in here and you're going to be warm. But it's actually pretty good with the beaver fur backpack. I'm loving this. All right, check that out. It's the beaver fur, but it goes all the way in the back. So you can see how they're shingled out and the snow is actually starting to fall on them pretty good. But take a look in there. You know, it's pretty good. And it smells good too. Now don't forget, another option you could do is this right here, like that. You could literally put your, if you have fur, you could just drape it on the outside and stay right on the pine boughs, pack your backpack, and keep layering up pine. Keep layering pine and come out the front side here. You know, this is all thinking outside of the box, is all it takes to survive. It really is that simple. And here comes the heavy wind. 50 mile an hour, baby. Woo! It's gonna get gnarly. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's gonna get crazy. There you have it. This will be all filled up by morning. This will all be caked over with snow and everything. Maybe I'll get some footage of it. But so between plowing all night and I have to work tomorrow morning early, it's just unfortunate, but that's what it is. I figured, let me get a video out because these are my favorite times to be out, and the worst times, the worst conditions are my favorite times, when I feel most comfortable, that I know nobody's around, no one's in the woods, and I could survive. The question is, can you survive when a situation arises? I just want to show you how quick it's filling up here. We're going to get about, I think, 3 to 4 inches an hour. So this should be full pretty fast here. All right, guys, so it's 2 days later. We're gonna hike back. Obviously, I had to work, and we want to take a look how the shelter performed. Did it keep the snow out? Did it build a barrier? And will it keep the heat in? We'll find out. It is deep. Some areas got 3 feet of snow. should have snowshoes on, but to go to work. It's tough when the snow cover comes down because it's hard to see things. That's why if you're ever gonna be lost in the woods, or if you're out camping or in the woods, what you want to do is, if you have supplies, tools, hang them on branches up high, 5 feet up or higher. This way when it snows you can find them later. There's areas in here that are well over 3 feet because the way the wind will come off one mountain range and push into another. But these pines are a wind barrier to my shelter. And it should be right on the other side of that. So this old opening would be where the deer are. If you had multiple people in here and make a big tent, this would be your spot. Protected by the wind and everything else. And look at that, you got food right here. Squirrel, red squirrel. Do this every day, you'll lose a ton of weight. Look at this. Holy crap. All right, whoa. All right, so here it is. There it is. As you can tell, that one log kept off the majority of snow just in that spot, you know. But there's my shelter. Trying to get around. I guess I'll just go over. Whew. Also got my buckskin mittens. So for anybody saying like, oh, he's far-fetched with the clothing, well, that's deer hide. It keeps you warm, dry, so hides work. Oh, looks successful for sure. All right, so it completely closed in on the back side and completely closed in on the front, which is perfect. Let's look inside here, and it stayed really dry. You know, you have no quarrels and no issue with getting in there and keeping warm. And it smells really good too. That's exactly what I said. I was like, you know what? This is going to keep you warm. Because now you have like, what, 1.5 feet, 2 feet of insulation on top of everything else. Plus the wind barriers, the brakes, you're in a good location. You have this here, it's more insulation, no fire. Now, if it was real cold, I would go dig up rocks and I would make a fire. As long as they're a type of rock that could be in the fire without breaking, because a lot of rock will shatter. You have to know which ones to put in there. And I would take those and put them in there around me. And that'll keep you warm all night. Rotate them out, you know, make sure you have extra rock and keep rotating them. Pretty easy. It definitely worked. Hope nothing went in here, huh?
That would suck. Kick them. You got plenty of room in here. All right, so like I said, when I was building this, I would have probably, for me, if I was gonna stay here the night, because how my body is, I would have built it out. Same setup, but I would have built it out and put my head on this side of it, only because I'm wider based here, and my feet would have stayed like a mummy bag, tapered down to my feet, and I would have survived. But, I mean, it's solid, and I'm not afraid because the way the structure's built, the big log here won't come down. This is something that's going to actually last. It'll stay out here for a while, and I'm sure an animal is going to use this as a new home because it's built perfect. A bear will hibernate all winter in that. I hope you guys enjoyed this channel. If you did, please share it out. We got a lot of big things coming in the future. Stuff I'm not even going to talk about yet, but if you like survival, if you like deer hunting, if you like trapping, if you like everything on my channel that I've been doing, there's going to be a lot more of it coming. But we're going to touch base with the survival aspect, and now that it's winter, we're going to hit home with cold weather survival, bushcrafting tactics. Really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have been awesome with my channel, following, subscribing, commenting, and I'm watching all the comments. I don't always respond because I'm at work, but I am paying attention to who's commenting and who's watching. So I do appreciate that, and thank you very much. I hope you guys have a happy, healthy year, and see you in the next one. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. And check out my other videos. I have a ton of content. I'm sure you guys are going to find something you like.